done, him speaking to the Titans media today. The Dolphins have traded for Tyreek Hill. So literally, if this is something where you've been tied up or you've been busy at work or whatever, and you've seen no sports, and I know you got Twitter and a phone in your hand, but if you're just getting in the car, this news started to come out, guys, around noon or so, that there could be a trade market for Tyreek Hill, and the Chiefs had given him permission.
I had no idea that was happening.
Nope.
It happened very quickly.
And what, 30?
So that means it was happening before we knew it.
Oh, heck yeah.
And Hill had put out like some subliminal tweets, right? It's been fun.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that was like 2 weeks ago about like it's been fun, Chiefs Nation, whatever, Kingdom, whatever they call
it. I
themselves.
didn't know that.
Chiefs Kingdom.
But as far as the reporting, that all transpired within a couple of hours today.
Wow.
So he got traded for more people than Devontae Adams. He got
people.
I like
more people. Well, draft picks are people too, Blaine.
They are. I just never heard it referenced that way.
He got traded for so many people. A 2022 first rounder.
People to Kansas City.
5 people who are future people. They're not people yet, but they will be people. People helping people.
Right.
A 2022 first rounder, second rounder, and fourth rounder, and a 2023 fourth rounder and sixth rounder. And then they immediately extended his contract. Which by, I think it was Tom Pelissero accounted for this. It's going to turn out to be about $24 million per year overall. And this was on the heels of Devontae Adams, who got traded for less people but got paid more money by the Raiders.
28 mil.
So the top of the receiver market, at least for today, until something else happens, that's where it is now.
28 and 24?
Yeah, somewhere between 24 and 28, right?
Yeah.
And these are arguably, are these the two best guys?
I don't know the list. I mean, they got to be at the top. Well, I know Adams is at the top.
Yep.
I think they're two different style receivers.
Yep.
I would say the human joystick there, Tyreek Hill, man. He's a little different cat there, man. He's he's the guy that you were always saying the Titans should get, but there's just never going to be a guy like that in the NFL. He's just like on warp speed, on speed. And when I say speed, I'm talking about vertical speed as well as warp speed, lateral quickness.
Yeah.
There is no duplicate of him in the National Football League. We could talk about, it's interesting that the Dolphins trade for him because I go, well, dang, Waddle's probably a poor man's him, just not as fast vertical, but quickness-wise, he could be somebody you could say, well, he's got the quicks. I believe that for sure, but not as, not like Tyreek Hill. But he doesn't have the vertical speed of Tyreek Hill. I think he's maybe even a little bit more better a route runner than Tyreek Hill because, sometimes the players that have all these gifts aren't especially adept at running great routes. A good example of that, different players in their style, but Randy Moss was not a great route runner.
Yeah.
He was just a vertical speed guy, so everybody feared his speed. I'm lining up out there, I'm like, I got to take a couple steps back before this ball is snapped because I don't want to get in the foot race. And
how legit fast was he, though? Even when you knew it was coming, how fast was it?
Oh, it was out of control.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just when I say, Coach Mack was on yesterday. He said I didn't fear anybody because I was like, I kind of feared, Matty Ice going to. He said, Blaine, you didn't fear anybody. I said, well, the fan in me definitely fears Matty Ice. So the player in me, when I say I took a couple steps back, I'm watching tape and I'm not going to be ding dong and say, oh, no, he can't run by me. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm going to take a couple steps back. I'm going to let him catch this little curl, and I'm going to come up and make tackle. Guess what? We could live for another down.
Sure.
But he ain't running by me, let alone he, caught like a nice little one-hand, touchdown on me a time or two.
Well, you and other people, too. He had more catches like that where the ball just seemed to stick to him than anybody.
So he was a phenomenal athlete with vertical speed off the charts. And I would say that's Tyreek Hill in both fashions. So I think he's a tougher cover, but, Devontae Adams, his route running is on par. He has speed. I want to give him the quickness level. Tyreek Hill is like a human joystick. He's like a video game. This guy's different, man. I can't even find anybody in the history of the game that's like him. Like, really. Maybe I'm just missing somebody, but I can't. So I think they got tired of him probably trying to get a new contract and an extension, and this is what it led to, and they start making calls saying we're not going to put that kind of resources and money into that position, and we'll get another receiver, and we have some guys here. Mekhi Hartman is from Georgia, is a pretty fast guy. Nobody's going to beat Tyreek Hill, but in their system, they can throw the ball around the yard. You got speed, you'll be valuable.
maybe they'll just have 2 or 3 guys that they try to fill.
Roles.
Try to fill it roles.
They lost another receiver too, so they're gonna be in the market for some receivers.
Yeah. Well, they who did they just sign? They signed
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju Smith-Schuster. Yeah.
See?
So, boy,
And watch this. Juju Smith-Schuster is nowhere near Tyreek Hill.
no.
It's just it's not even close.
Travis Kelce's wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Well, his numbers are going to be astronomical.
Right.
this year.
And see that becomes a problem. That is an issue. The tight end cannot be your best receiving threat. To think that you're going to have success.
Right.
And when I'm talking about success, Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Because that's the standard now for them.
that's their only standard now.
Right. So
yeah.
the tight end, I know there's a lot of elite ones, and he's one of them, but that cannot be. You got to have somebody that's more than just a good receiver, starting receiver in this league. You got to have another viable threat in the passing game.
Vandy